So, gentlemen, we're good to go?
Yes, we're good to go. Just going to start off. All right. Hello and a very warm welcome to the third edition of the Organic Majlis, the Organic Child, our Middle East mothers and babies upgrading to organic and natural. The Organic and Natural Products Expo has been bringing the business community together for the past 20 years through online platforms. And of course, at the annual face-to-face event in Dubai every December. This year's expo is scheduled to take place between 13th and 15th December 2022 at the Dubai World Trade Center and will be an ideal platform for you to showcase your products catering to mom and baby needs. The regional market for mom and child products is said to be worth $10 billion. A young population conscious about health and well-being, combined with high purchasing power capacity, has meant that the Middle East and Africa is very fast emerging as a hub for organic and mom-baby products. In a post-pandemic world, there's an increasingly high focus to raise healthy children with high levels of immunity and through organic and natural mom and baby products. Young and conscious parents in the Middle East are definitely looking forward to doing that. Without further ado, please allow me to introduce you to our participants for today's webinar. Starting off with Ellie Kasvi, the CEO for Ellie Junior. Ellie Junior is a premium one-stop shop in the Middle East for all essential and lifestyle needs for one's parenting journey. Ellie's vision is to be the go-to brand when parents think of the design sustainable premium alternative for baby and toddler products. Ellie Junior's aim is to keep it as affordable as possible. And Ellie Junior is also proudly the official exclusive distributor of gorgeous Elodie Details, Kids Concept, and Jabba Dabado in the GCC. They are currently present in over 20 stores in Dubai, Saudi, and Kuwait. Our next up, we have Jijo Jacob, who's the head distribution and wholesale Alpha One Aster Pharmacies. Jijo is an experienced sales and marketing professional with a demonstrated history of working in the health, wellness, and fitness industry. He currently works for Aster Pharmacies, a brand that offers a wide range of curative nutritive baby products, lifestyle wellness products, FMCG products, cosmetics, personal and home care products. Aster Pharmacy has over 200 pharmacies across the GCC healthcare landscape, thereby touching upon the lives of millions and going beyond boundaries, both in terms of products and services. Aster Pharmacy has definitely become a household name in the Middle East, and wonderful to have you here, Jijo. I know this has been on very short notice, but thank you so much for doing this. Last but not the least, we have Ismail Sarhan, who's the Group Sales Manager for LCA Distribution. Ismail is a professional sales and business development executive with over 15 years of experience in retail and FMCG, focused on enhancing the operational efficiency and increasing profits. Ismail at Alseed works with several local and multinational brands such as Kellogg's, Kraft, Heinz, Nando's, Jif, and Smuckers, Crisco, Planters, HP Sauce, Classico, Watties, Honesty, and so forth, beside other domestic brands. Ismail is also a very proud member of the Canadian Business Council in the UAE, and we've had the privilege of him joining us as well today. Dear panelists, once again, thank you so much for being a part of this particular webinar. I know all of you are, some of you are still on Eid break. You're doing this right after Eid. Some of you are on your summer breaks, but thank you so much for taking the time out and the efforts, obviously, to share your insights with our audience today. Okay, I'm not going to take too long. Let's jump right into it. Before I get into the questions, I'd like to start off with a stat, and it's something that I came off during research and was very interesting. It said that the baby care product market, just the Middle East and Africa baby care market in the Middle East and Africa is said to be worth close to $5.72 billion in 2020 alone. And it's set to grow at a rate of 5.79% and set to reach about $8.49 billion in 2027. Well, while this is a mere stat, as they say, stats are nothing but mere lies unless they're backed up by knowledge and unless they're backed up by what's happening on ground. So I'd like to start off with the first question and sort of get into it. And it's about what sort of demand are you seeing for mom and child products within the organic and natural category? I think Ellie, I can go with you.
Yeah, sure. I mean, what we have seen that more and more parents are aware, they want the best for their kids and for the planet. So we definitely at Ellie Junior see an increase in demand that our customers ask for a sustainable and organic product range. And as for Ellie Juniors, it has been important from day one, because when I started the business, I always had a sustainability in my mind because I grew up in Sweden and this is a big topic in Sweden. And I felt in Middle East it was not as relevant. The parents were still not asking for it. But in the latest days, I feel like it's more and more important for them.
Is being recorded.
And also, I mean, the future is sustainability. So it's not just for the babies. It is in every industry. But especially the moms are really aware and they're definitely asking for it. And as a retailer, we have to listen to their demands and we have to be more conscious of the products we bring in. I'm very conscious in what I list on the platform and what I bring into the retail shops. We do some background check of the suppliers and the products. So we try to be the place to go when the parents are looking for the best sustainable option for the children. But it's an ongoing process. We always have to work on this. We always have to make sure we do our due diligence and we check everything properly. And it's difficult to keep this sustainable focus all the time. But for sure, the parents are demanding it more and more.
Wonderful. Thank you. Gijo, do you have anything to add to that?
Oh yeah, for sure. As Ellie said, actually, I mean, parents always actually want the best for the children. Actually, I mean, that is, globally, actually, even when we were actually using, conventional products, actually, or we actually, see a lot of, switch towards actually organic. I mean, always that has been a trend actually since many years. So when it comes to baby care products, actually, we all know that actually baby skin is so thinner actually and more porous than actually adult skin. So it's fragile, and it's with less oily. That means actually the skin absorbs things quite quickly actually, and it is less resistant to bacteria and harmful substance actually, which is quite common in this world now. So that means actually we need to be very careful and conscious actually what we put on children's skin. So it's important actually to use more of natural ingredients, with fewer pesticides, chemicals, and harsh ingredients actually. And I hope you might have actually seen the studies states that actually children receive up to 35% of their estimated lifetime dose of some hazardous pesticides by age of 5 through actually food contaminated drinks, household use, pesticide drifts. So that means actually we have to protect actually our children from being exposed to these pesticides, actually choosing an organic product can really help actually on, and cutting down that actually amount of exposures, your children, or child could get actually, over the type of toxic stuff. So, that's really important actually. So at least what we can do here is actually choose organic actually or natural products to ensure that natural and healthy living for actually a sensitive and precious baby. Of course, actually, as what Eliab mentioned, actually sustainability is actually key thing. So that means we need to do for actually our environment as well actually. So for sure, actually, this is something which, if you see what a conventional product could do harm actually to our skin, kids, babies' skin, it's actually more, which I don't think this session won't be enough actually to explain how much it could do harm actually for that, but for sure. So we could cut down those actually, what do you call, situations where by using natural and organic products.
Wonderful.
Yes,
Um,
exactly. So, yeah, from my side, actually, we see a global transformation in the food habits, and especially for parents who actually focus on the organic ingredients for their kids. Yet in the GCC and the Middle East, still there is, I believe, there's a big room to improve and to grow this segment. If you go to the retailer now in the UAE, you see that many of the retailers now they're focusing on the organic and natural, and actually they're having a dedicated section or aisle for organic. Even for the baby food now, if you enter any of the retailer in the market in the UAE, you see that now almost 50% of the baby food section, talking about the food, wet food or dry food, actually it's 50% is organic. This actually what happened 2 years back, actually last year, for Kraft Heinz, we have a Farley's baby food. We discontinued the range and we relaunched the product under organic and natural, which is available now in the market. So we have the pouches, we have the jars, because we start seeing that the other players are eating share from us, which is actually give us an indicator that the moms now, parents now, they are very aware about what the kids they are consuming, and we start seeing a slowing down in the sales, and we're losing share in the non-organic, non-natural products. So therefore, the Kraft Heinz decided to discontinue the all range of the non-organic, not natural product for the babies and replace it with a new range. Uh, and when we actually replace it, we see actually acceptance from the retailer. They need those products. If you go to Carrefour now or Lulu or any other retailer or co-ops, if you have an organic, it's easy for you to go and list the product. They will tell you, please come. We need to grow this segment. Uh, and this segment of the organic, it's growing double digit year over year. Yeah, still the base is low compared to the let's say to the other FMCG products. But however, the growth there and the margin there for the manufacturing, for the retailer, for everybody, actually it's higher. And the moms and the parents, what we noticed that they don't actually care about the price, because everybody would like to pay premium 10, 15%, even 20% to get something healthy for their kids. This is actually it wasn't there available 5 years back, 6 years back. It wasn't there. But we start seeing changing in the retailer behavior, consumer behavior, where they're starting focusing on this segment. And I believe moving forward, this segment, the organic, will be actually growing and dominating across all the other food as well, not only for the babies. The organic is the future, considering all that disease, all this unhealthy habits, which is actually resulting in a lot of the health complication. I believe the organic is actually the solution. And this is why now a lot of the manufacturing, they're moving from, let's say, the commercial, let's put it that way, the commercial products to organic, healthy, sustainable. Um, so now in Europe, certain country, if your factory is not, let's say, certified organic or natural, they don't accept the product from you. And I believe soon we will see some kind of trend like this as well. If you're not certified organic or natural or sustainable or reducing the carbon footprint in your factory or plant, if you're not certified like this, like ISO or HACCP, I I believe that also this will going to create an obstacle and complication for the big players in the market to sell their products, even in the GCC. So the organic is the future, despite that it's a reasonable price with a certain higher margin than the other product. But in the end of the day, you're getting a quality, you're getting a natural ingredient, you're getting a biodegradable packaging, eco-friendly, sustainable. So I believe this is the future. Yeah.
Well, thanks for that, Ismail. I think very wonderful insights there. It's you mentioned something about what happened 2 years ago, and if I mean, 2 years ago, we were we just started off with COVID-19 and the pandemic and all of that. And we've definitely seen a rise in healthy products, in the consumption of healthy products rather, post the pandemic.
Yeah.
How have things changed post the pandemic? How are moms and babies adopting to this, adopting to the post-pandemic world that we're living in? Have you seen an drastic increase in consumption, or what exactly is happening?
Oh yeah, there's a drastic increase in consumption, not only for the moms and babies, actually across all the healthy product, supplement, vitamins. People, they were not, let's say, if you were not buying this, let's say, gummy bear vitamin for your kids, with the COVID hit, every parent, they want to build immune and vitamins for their kids, and they start buying all these supplement and vitamins for their kids. And not only for the kids as well, the same that actually applies for even for adults, for parents. So the food habits changed because of COVID. People now, they're more aware about what is good for their immune system, and they build a habit that to take all this supplement or vitamins that actually that it's increase their immune system, increase their give them a healthy vitamin, give them a balance. So it's not only for the babies, so it's for everybody. Yes, COVID was one of the reasons that boost actually the organic and natural food and other vitamin and supplement industry. It was a boost for them.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Gito, do you share the same perspective? I know you work in pharma, so
Yes, for sure. Yeah, I completely agree actually with the smile here actually, because organic, it's not only actually organic, what do you call products actually. I mean, across, I mean, everything actually what really goes actually, anything for nutrition and everything actually, I mean, have grown. But, specifically if you see actually organic baby food market, have really witnessed actually strong growth actually. I mean, and there was increasing awareness actually among parents, regarding intake of nutrition, with health benefits. So the increasing awareness actually among parents actually on regarding this intake of nutrition have actually associated with organic products which includes vitamins, minerals, fibers, carbohydrates, calcium, as well as actually which are I mean really driven actually that market growth. And I believe actually it's also actually on fortified baby foods with actually which has more of what do you call minerals actually which is being required actually as what Smile rightly said actually with which can help to boost the immunity. Those things have really improved. I mean, and again, if you see various retailers actually including I mean Carrefour and major pharmacy chains as well actually have dedicated areas actually being added recently. I hope you have actually I mean seen one of the major retailer Carrefour have actually added what do you call a new wellness what do you call category for nutrition. Even Batuta has actually as a new what do you call nutrition dedicated category which has been recently added. So these things have really accelerated after the COVID actually. I think pandemic have really made most of the retailers to think step ahead actually to have more focus on these areas. And of course, as you might have seen actually in the past, if you see parapharmacy category was very narrow actually with 2 aisles maybe. Now they've extended that category to almost 5 aisles. So which shows actually the importance and actually the demand for these categories. It's not just actually what you call baby food or vitamins. Across actually anything actually what relates to actually mom as well as baby have really grown. I'm sure actually online have done more actually. I mean in that actually and they have grown. I'm sure actually Ellie could actually give more insights to that actually. I mean since she handles more of that.
No, but I agree with you. For sure, it has increased a lot. I mean, all e-commerce have grown a lot during the pandemic. But also, as you said, the parents are more aware and they want to have maybe organic diapers. You should know organic diapers sell much more now. I know organic diaper brands are taking over the old traditional diapers and water wipes. The parents are more conscious what they're putting on the children. And I think this will happen across all industries.
Well,
Exactly.
before we dive into e-commerce, because that's a separate discussion altogether, Ellie, I know that at your store you have a range of not just you have a range of natural products, right for moms and babies. Have you seen an uptick in demand for these sort of products
For sure. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we are focusing more and more and trying to be as much as possible. We had a vision to be 100% a sustainable company, but it's really difficult. Like if you're going to be a 100% sustainable company, it's all about also your logistics, it's about the packaging, not only the product. So that's a vision we have. But for now, we're trying to at least what we can do to help our parents and be different from other e-commerce companies is to bring in as much sustainable brands as possible, because this is what the parents want. And they even ask, even if I have 100% cotton sleep suit for the babies, they're asking if it's organic. If it's not organic, they will not buy it. But also, I have a more premium database of parents that really cares about the environment and the carbon footprint, and they want to even know how we have transported the products here. So we have a database of really educated and knowledgeable and aware parents. So we need to also keep up with that. So, I mean, it's an ongoing journey. We always need to make sure that what kind of transportation we are using, check the factory so they have the right, certifications as well.
Fair enough. Moving on to the next question. Which product categories under this particular segment, under mom and baby, do you see most traction for? Is it? I think Gigi would be the right person to answer it. Is it baby supplements? Is it maternity care for the mothers? Is it baby food? Is it baby formula? What is seeing most demand?
Yeah, I mean, across we have witnessed great growth actually in the complete category. But if I will specifically say that actually two categories actually, one is baby food, which have really we have grown in specific, and also actually in baby care products, which I'm talking about more of actually, I mean, baby skincare products actually have more of growth. I mean, what I'm trying to say is actually from our pharmacy perspective as well as actually from our distribution as well actually. So we distribute various baby care brands as well as actually for, I mean, even in both actually as for mom as well as for kids. So in both sides actually, if you see for maternity products, of course actually there is of course always a growth actually in that category, because actually a lot of awareness actually happening in that, actually a lot of digital education happening in that category. But if you see in baby care, of course, I'm sorry, in baby specifically, if you see, it's two category mainly actually, baby food as well as the topical products of baby care. That's what really grows well.
Great. Ismail, I know that at Alseed you have two very important baby formula brands that you distribute. Is that the top selling ones, or what trends are you seeing when it comes to that?
The baby food in general actually, and the baby care in general actually, is growing for us double digit year over year, and we can't compare the 2020 during COVID, because during COVID actually some of the product we sold the entire year forecast in a month. Wow. So the baby formula and the fortified, the one that give the necessary vitamins in order to build your immune system, it was actually selling very fast, and it's continuing now. And the baby food for us in general actually, once we move from the non-organic, not natural, and when we move the range for Heinz product to the natural one, we gain back our market share. we gain back our market share in baby food section, and again we are growing by double digit. So as I said, the people now, the parent now, they focus on their kids' health more than before. And I'm telling you that COVID plays a very big role in that. So not everybody used to take care of all this immune system and what actually the vitamins that my kids they needed or the baby they need. So they will go to the doctor and they will just get the normal things that we all grew up having, let's say, either a natural milk or a formula milk, and sometimes home food made. However, but a lot of parents, they didn't know that whatever you're preparing at home might not give you the entire mineral and vitamins required to build up your immune system and give you a healthy body. But with the COVID come, with all these viruses coming recently, so the parents, they will start reading and they're starting actually educating themselves. And they figure out, no, if I do a homemade meal for my baby, I'm giving him the food, but I'm not giving him actually all the nutrition and the vitamins and the mineral required to build a healthy baby. So this is why, beside what they're doing at home, they start going outside and buying all this organic food and the organic supplement and vitamins and minerals that actually it's gonna be actually to complete the food that they're doing at home. So this is actually drove the growth for us last year, and it's continued this year.
And
Wonderful.
Mr. Ismail, how do you keep up with this growth? Do you always bring in new products, or how do you keep the parents excited and coming back to you for new things?
So always actually our partner, who are the principal, the brand owner, they always keep with the trade, the trend, to see what is going on there, what's the trendy food for them. As I mentioned before, that when Heinz, they used to sell non-organic products for the babies and not natural products, and they start losing the share, and they see that the demand is on the organic and natural. So they discontinued the line. They discontinued the old line, and they reintroduced the new line in the market with a new trend. And there was no pouches, for example. Like, this is easy use for the moms. So always they keep an eye on the trendy things in the market and something that make it easy for the parent to use. And not only in terms of packaging or in terms of ingredients, is it natural or organic. Also, they go in deeper than that. What are the flavors that actually the kids they like? And they start actually building all these products and introducing them to the market. So yes, they keep an eye on the what's going on around the world in terms of the food habits and food changing for the kids, and not only for the kids, for other products as well, because other product now is moved to organic. I'll give you an example. We're talking about here mom and babies, but also we have now organic ketchup for Heinz. So they know that this is something that they want to keep with. Even for other products now, they start giving you 50% less sugar, 50% less salt, because they know that if you don't step into this category, you're gonna lose.
Yeah,
you're gonna lose.
And for sure. And that's also what happened with the diaper industry. That the diaper industry, I know Pampers and the big players lost so much shares when the organic diapers came because they were not keeping up.
True. Yeah. True. Exactly. So this is the more you late to step in, and the more you're gonna lose.
For sure.
And the more you lose, because let's not forget also the when the mom or the parent, they use a brand and they're happy with it, they're gonna be loyal for that brand.
For
if
sure.
you come late, you're gonna miss. You're gonna miss. You will not, if you don't keep up with the market, you're gonna miss.
Yeah.
Not only for the babies. I believe the future is organic.
For sure, 100%.
100%. Well, something that I'm going to pick off from what Ellie and Ismail, both of you have discussed, is about how important it is to stay relevant and to stay, to see that you're constantly addressing the needs of your consumers. Considering in this region, 95% of the products are imported, and all of it comes from comes from outside the country. What message, or what is that one thing that you like to tell your suppliers to come up with, be it with regards to products or ingredients? What can they do to partner with you to cater to these growing demand for organic mom and baby products? How can they innovate, and how can they sort of come up with products that caters to this demand and in a sustainable manner, obviously?
Well, let me answer this question.
Mhm.
To come up with a product, that means there's a problem. So, and when you come up with innovation, you are giving a solution. So let's say when you're talking about the skincare and you talk about the organic diapers and all this, why this came to the picture? Because there's many kids now, they actually have the allergic all this non-organic
Yep.
products,
Yep.
and all this baby care which is not organic. It might actually cause a problem to the kids. So when the companies, they develop a product, so they come up with the solution to these problems. So when we talk to our brand owners and partners, we always ask them, we need something new to the market. We have a problem in this, let's say in this segment. We need to give a solution to the consumer. Beside that, how you came up with the product? The origin is the consumer. In the end of the day, you are giving a solution, you are solving a problem for your customer, for your consumer. This is how we're coming up with the product, and this is how you see that the organic diaper came to picture, organic clothes came to picture, and beside of that, many people now, they believe in reducing the carbon footprint. So they want something that they want to know that actually you're reducing plastic, are reducing carbon footprint in your product. Is your product is biodegradable? It is eco-friendly. So now when you're producing the product, when you are actually introducing a product to a certain retailer, before they used to ask you, okay, what's the product, what's the ingredients, use it for what, what's the price? Now there's more questions. Is it natural? Is it organic? Is it sustainable? Is it reducing the carbon footprint? So there's more questions coming now about the product itself before they come to the price. Before to come to the price. Yeah.
Fair enough. Chicho, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, more. I mean, I would like to highlight more on actually the the certifications of that on the products actually, as we follow actually mostly US what do you call certifications or European certifications, because there is a lack of standardization of natural or organic certifications in this part of the world, which we all know. So I believe actually customers are more likely to consider general single ingredient statements as an indicator, even if it's actually personal care or actually organic food product. When it comes to that, so that means actually the belief that a natural and organic personal care products are safe likely stem from increasing conventions actually regarding the potential harmful effects of ingredients used in mainstream brands. So outside the certifications, the common way consumer knows personal care products is actually is it natural or organic, is it whether or not the ingredients are simpler and familiar actually. So specifically, consumers looks actually at the type of ingredients used, whether or not actually the ingredients are easy to understand, or is there actually a certain ingredients are excluded in that, or I would say that consumers also actually seek to see prioritize to generally see when it comes to purchasing a natural organic product, as such claims to make as to prioritize the claims as made with natural ingredients or no artificial ingredients. So such things could be actually prioritized. So I mean, in a nutshell, what I was trying to say was brands need to consider strengthening the messages of quality, such as by calling out unique ingredients, as consumers view this as one of the top reasons for buying. That's what actually I would say.
Wonderful, Jijo. Thanks for that. I have a follow-up question to that. Now, we have a lot of suppliers who think that maybe farmers, reaching out to pharma distributors might not be that valuable for their product. But I want to know from you, understand from you as to, for suppliers and exporters who are looking to, sort of export their product into the region, how important is it for them to partner with pharmaceutical distributors and retailers like yourselves, and how exactly can they benefit by partnering with companies like Alpha One and Astor?
Yeah, see, partnership with actually pharma distribution companies like Alpha One for ours. So how I mean, they always will, leverage actually, in terms, because actually we will be able to identify actually, pharma industry unique challenges actually, which a traditional distributor won't be able to do that. And of course, we could see actually the insights and, to provide the products, technologies and knowledge, what they need to actually perform at the best actually in that, target market. So when it comes to marketing, actually the approach need to be different as well actually, as the latest communication channels and the range of medical consumer touch points need to be used to build actually a consistent brand image and boost sales through the impactful marketing approaches. So another important factor is actually the broad technical registration expertise and in-depth knowledge of the local regulations actually required for such complex products actually, which is really important actually. So I would say that actually, pharma distribution partners are actually, especially one like for us, it gives a lot of support to actually brands, to be successful in this industry for sure.
Wonderful. Ellie, coming to you, and this was the question that we were answering previously, and that is with regards to the message to suppliers. Again, I know that a lot of accessories, a lot of merchandise at Ellie's comes from outside. In fact, most of it comes from outside. What sort of material or what sort of ingredients do you think suppliers should sort of include in their products so that they are catering to your consumers?
I mean, for example, I always, source and I always look out for what's out there, what's new, what's not in the market in the Middle East. As I said, I'm trying to be different from the other e-commerce companies, because otherwise, as advice to people that want to enter the Middle East, is also check which partners, which suppliers, which retailers goes well with their ethos and with their strategy. For me, it's important that the brands I onboard, the brands I find, for example, I'm the only one having bamboo pacifiers, 100% sustainable pacifiers. Maybe I should talk to Mr. Yijo, have it in the pharmacies because it's not available there. But I try to find products that are not in the market that I know will be trendy. I know the parents don't know the brand yet, but they will like it when they have tried it and when, so we always try to see what's out there that the parents want that is not in the market, and try to find partners that also appreciate what we are doing and what we are offering. So I don't know, like material-wise for us, we try to find sustainable product, but high quality products. So as a parent, when you want something for your child, regardless what it is, you know that if I go to Ellie Junior, I will not have 5 options of pacifiers. I will have 3 options of pacifiers, which are the best in the market. So this is how we try to, make sure that we have the best for the families. So we try to find, like this pacifier example, this 100% bamboo, there is no other competition. So it's easy sell and it's easy for parents that care about that. Clothing, we try to source, I would say 50% of my brands are coming from Europe, mostly Swedish brands because I grew up in Sweden. But I also, with the pandemic, I also saw that a lot of moms that lost their jobs started their own businesses at home. Not big, they don't know how to run a business, they don't know what to do with the products they're developing, but it was really nice products. For example, I have 3 of my best-selling fashion brands are stay-at-home moms that lost their jobs during the COVID. So I feel I'm also giving back to the community by helping these moms, giving them a business opportunity because they don't have a website, they don't have finance, marketing, they don't have all of these that I have. So I help them while they're helping me because their brands are amazing, they're doing really well. It's like my top brands are the local home moms fashion brands. So I also try to source locally where we don't need to transport things to make it more sustainable, and we're helping the local market because these moms are using tailors in Satva to produce these products. So it's a good it feels good to give back also to the community while we are trying to find new unique products.
Well, that's a wonderful initiative, Eddie. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Moving on, we've seen that e-commerce, not just within mom and baby, but within the organic and natural sector it's just taken off, especially post the pandemic. And I know that Eddie Jr. has a dedicated e-commerce portal as well, apart from the physical store. How important is e-commerce? How is it driving the consumption of these sort of products in the region, not just in the UAE, but across the Middle East? Because considering all of a sudden people in Saudi, people in Kuwait have access to your products.
Yeah. I mean, COVID helped us for sure, because before COVID, it was not that simple for moms, especially the Middle Eastern moms, to order online. They really wanted to go into a shop and feel the product. But that's what we have done, is the brand awareness that we are sustainable, our products are amazing quality. So whatever you order on the Junior, you will not be disappointed. We don't have any returns. So for me, that's an important receipt that we are doing something well. And of course, now we are more accessible to the whole Middle East. And I mean, Saudi is growing so fast. And I think the COVID helped us, we can reach out to much more parents. For me, the focus is to grow the e-commerce. It's good to have a mix of brick and mortar and e-commerce. But if you want to scale, really, it's online. Online is the future. So a combination of keeping our vision and not lose ourselves. It's easy to see money and try to onboard new products. Like there is other e-commerce platforms, they sell everything. They sell electronics and dog food. It's easy to do that, but then you lose the track of what we are really focusing on.
Fair enough. Coming to you, coming to Aster, Gijo, I know that Aster has recently, it's been a year or two since started e-commerce. How's that been going for you? Have you seen a lot of, demand for these products online versus offline?
For sure, yeah. I mean, there's no question that actually, pandemic have really accelerated actually the growth of digital, world. But as Ellie mentioned, actually, there is one thing that I've actually a lot of us really embraced actually during pandemic was it online shopping. So when that changes actually that we have encountered during actually the pandemic, of course, it have brought actually lasting effect. So online shopping is actually they're going to be actually stay for long, and actually keep growing actually. So when it comes to Aster as well as Alpha One, we have two different business models over here. So Aster, we have actually the Aster Online, which you all actually even have at least once once in a lifetime you might have purchased. Actually, I'm sure you are going to be you are our customers, of course. So we do actually so pharmacy online, but actually have grown. I mean, significantly. Actually, last 2 years after the pandemic, and also actually we cater actually all the major platforms, including Amazon, Noon, Mom's World, all the major platforms. Actually, we supply because we distribute close to around 80 brands actually in different categories actually, and it have really grown big time actually during last 2 years actually. I mean, I would say I mean, post-COVID actually have really grown in a very big time. And as we see actually, I mean, if when it comes to to mom and kids children range, of course actually, I mean, there is an increasing what do you call, I mean, what do you call, traffic when it comes to those products, and we believe that actually that's going to really continue forever. And of course, even UAE being actually a very convenient place for shopping. If you move around your house, actually, you will find at least two, supermarkets, or I mean, or department
Yeah.
stores. Actually, it's much convenient to purchase things when compared to US, where you need to drive, miles for stores. But here, still, actually, I mean, I would say that it won't be similar as what we see actually in US or in Europe, but actually, I could see that. I mean, when compared to previous years, actually, where the mix between online and offline business was, say, I would say around 2 to 3% was, 5 years back, where actually it have reached to almost 10 to, I would say, depending on the category, they have actually reached to 10 to 15% actually. If you see the mix, that's how it goes. I hope, I mean, it's similar with actually most of the products actually when it comes to as what Ellie was mentioning, of course, electronics now actually have those kind of products, or even pets products. Those have higher impacts. I mean, or bigger size products actually, where they would like to have it delivered to the house. Actually, of course, they see that there are around 30 to 40% actually. I mean, contribution from the e-commerce part, but mostly in our categories, actually, we see around 10 to 15%.
Right. Ismail, I know that you come from a distribution background, and Alcir is mainly into B2B stuff, distribution. But what sort of impact has this had on your business?
Yeah, actually, no doubt that the COVID boost the e-commerce industry, or e-commerce across all the GCC and across the world. If you look at the e-commerce in the US and Canada, or let's say US, take an example, Amazon and eBay, they cause a lot of abandoned malls in the US. For us in this region, in the GCC, there is still actually a long way to reach that share from the e-commerce. So what happened during the COVID? And by the way, the e-commerce actually started growing is before COVID. Before COVID, the COVID, it was the reason to recruit new shoppers who were not comfortable with e-commerce, using e-commerce. So it recruited them, and now they started using e-commerce. And after they used the e-commerce platform, they found that it's easy for them. I'm getting the same product, almost the same price, without going to the mall, without driving. I'm busy. So this is why now the e-commerce actually start gaining share from the brick and mortar. And if you look at the retailer, the biggest retailer in the UAE, when they really saw that this is the danger and they're losing share against the e-com platform, they start their own e-commerce as well. And they start their own e-commerce as well. We as Alcir, what we've done during COVID, there was no e-commerce department for us. We used to give, okay, when let's say when Amazon or Noon or any other e-com platform, they contacted us, we used to give let's say the project to anybody. There was no someone actually specialized in e-commerce. But during COVID, because the demand was very high, so we created the e-commerce departments, and we have now a dedicated team who's looking after the e-commerce. And the e-commerce for us actually is growing. It's more than 300%. The base was it's growing. It's growing, and this is why we actually adding more resources to e-commerce team. So this is what happened. So people, they were not used to the idea. Not everybody used to the idea. Okay, I want to buy, let's say, a mobile phone or a food or a grocery or even for medicine now. If you, I think you can order medicine now online. So the COVID opened the way to those people, to those customers who's not comfortable with the e-commerce buying. And when they tried it, they liked it and they stick to it. They stick to it. And you see now there's a war between, if you go back, let's say 4 years back, when we used to do a promotion with Amazon, or when I used to do promotion in brick and mortar retailer, there was no actually a complaint from both sides. But now, when we, but now when you do something with the retailer, the e-commerce, they will complain, and vice versa. They'll tell you, no, I want to be cheapest. I want. So there's a competition now. There's a competition now. Now, if one of the retailer or biggest retailer in the market, when they see the price and e-com platform, they send you an email and complaining, why that platform is selling less than me? I want to be the cheapest in the market. So they're afraid because they lost share. They start losing share pre-COVID. They lost big share during COVID. And by the way, one of the biggest leading retailer in the UAE, they lost a lot. They declined in sales and they lost share because when COVID hit, they were not prepared to do the e-com distribution. So they were for the e-com, for them, it was chaos. So they were not actually fulfilling the demand. While others who actually specialize in e-commerce, either they're a small player or a big player, either is a local company, local firm, or a multinational firm. When the COVID hit, they were very comfortable by dealing with the COVID because this is their area, this is their job, the e-commerce. This means there's no physical interruption. This means you just do the order, delivered, and that's it, finished. Who struggle? The retailer, the brick and mortar, they struggle because for them, the e-commerce was kind of, let's say, yeah, I just want to put it as like a show off or something that, yeah, I have it. Yeah, I'm a e-commerce. But when they were in reality on the ground and they were in a very tough time, they didn't know how to deal with the e-commerce and they failed. And they rebuilt their entire e-com, let's say, platform or SOP from the beginning in order to fulfill the demand. This is what happened. So it was a gaining for e-commerce. It was a learning for the retailer, and the e-commerce again is the future. Now, why you need to go and buy and fill your car with the stuff, whatever it is, and take it home, while the same that can reach your home while you're sitting making your order from your office or from home or from whatever it is. And the e-commerce now, they also step into the let's say the promotion calendar of the year. So they have their own promotion calendar in order to compete with the let's say thematic promotion, to compete with the brick and mortar. So what do you want? You want Ramadan? I have a promotion. Do you want Eid? You have one back to school. There's Yellow Friday, White Friday, Black Friday. So they're there now. They have a calendar, and they start stepping into all this competition. So and yes, the e-commerce is growing. It will continue to grow, and the retailer who's still not yet actually into e-commerce, they will lose.
Fair enough. Ismail, thank you so much for those wonderful insights. I think some brilliant points there. And all facts, I'm pretty sure, because we've seen ourselves what has happened. I think time has flown on this particular session. We've come to the first half. We've come to the end of the first half. And the next half, we'll be discussing on sustainability, on on future trends, and also certain also on certification and labeling. But I think we'll have to let go of Gijo. He has another important meeting to catch. Gijo, once again, thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for sharing your insights with the audience today. I'm sure everyone would have a lot to learn from you, from whatever you've shared. Once again, thank you so much.
Thank you, Suraj. Thank you, Ellie. Thanks, Ismail.
Thank you.
So
nice to meet you. Bye.
Nice meeting you, Gijo. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. We'll be playing a very short video at the moment, and request both the panelists to stay online with us. You may mute yourselves, and I will be playing the video myself.
We've found UAE partners. We've also found people coming from Iran, from Oman, from Qatar, Saudi Arabia, lots of places. Pretty good so far. We are in the third day, and we've already met lots of partners. Also, the organization has been really helpful with us, so we are pretty grateful. To be honest, Ukraine is the fourth on the world in exporters of organic products. And after we had a survey with the Ukrainian companies, we understood that the Middle East is the second market we would like to open. That is why we are here and trying to find our partners. I think it was perfect. We had only 3 months to organize this pavilion, and as you see, it's working great. We had a lot of contacts and potential buyers, so I think we'll communicate further. And for the next year, I think we'll also plan this exhibition to participate here.
It was a good experience. We would repeat it next year probably with our distributor. You see, I think that the kind of audience that we met is pretty diverse, and this is what is also interesting, right? On one side, we met consumers. They're going to buy on our website, because in 2 days, we're going to launch e-commerce. We met also distributors, not just for the UAE, but in general for the GCC countries. We're looking for someone in Saudi Arabia. We're looking for someone in Qatar. So we're definitely going to be here next year with our UAE distribution. And then we met a few retailers. And this is why, I think that there's a lot to build into the retail side of the business to, meet the market trends and then start opening up the real organic stuff in the UAE. Clear progression to the future. And I think that that's the step forwards that retailers in the UAE and then also in Saudi Arabia will have to face over the next future.
Really nice. In fact, we are super happy because we receive really good potential clients thanks to the organization, because you come with nice people, and I hope that we will finish and with good deal and with good sales. Discuss with our team, we are super happy, and maybe we will come next year. So we need to study the strategy, but I guess that this is one of the best events, one of the best fairs regarding organic and cosmetics. UAE mainly, but from Kuwait, from Saudi Arabia, even from India, Pakistan, Iran. So all the area, not just from here, from Dubai or UAE, but from all the area. So that is really, really nice, because in one point you can meet people from different countries. So that's fantastic.
It's obvious. Currently, organic and natural trends are growing up everywhere in the world, especially here in the Middle East. We understood that Russia has not only the great potential, but the actual products which are getting produced in the entire Russia. We have 85 regions in Russia, and all of them have really natural and unique products. And we thought, like, why not bring them to UAE as the entry point for the entire Middle East? That's why, as of now here, we're available with 42 companies from Russia.
All right, we are back.
Yes, yeah, we're here with you.
A wonderful first session. A lot of insights shared by all of the panelists. And like I mentioned, time has flown. Moving on, I think we're moving into the last leg of this particular session. And I'd like to touch base upon something that's a pain point for retailers and importers in the region, and that's on how on transparency, and then sort of move into sustainability and how that's playing a role, and finally finishing off with the future for the future demand for such for products within the mom and baby category. So my question to Ellie is to start off with is what can suppliers and exporters do to be transparent with whatever about the ingredients and the materials that they use in the product in their products. The reason I ask that is I do see a lot of business owners, a lot of CEOs spending a lot of time on ensuring that they're getting the right product, and it's just not the label, but it's the label with the right ingredient. So what do suppliers do to sort of ease sourcing challenges for you?
I mean, it's always a pain point in the beginning when you don't know the supplier, when you're starting with the first product you're producing. But after a while, when you have built that trust and you know who you should go to, you continue using the same. But it's extremely important to be fully transparent. You don't want to face errors or rework a lot of work when something is wrong. I mean, it's important to know what materials have been used, what quality, what are they doing to be a sustainable product. I mean, it's really important, but we have to trust our suppliers. Otherwise, if we don't have trust, we cannot really work with them. So it's a trust you find and you build with time. It's nothing you can find very easily. But as an advice would be, to really ask them how they're working with other developers today. What certificate do they have? What are they doing in the factories? For us, it's also important that there is a good environment in the factory and the workers that work there. So basically, we have found our producers, and then we use the same because now we trust them. We know that they are transparent. They show us throughout the process of producing the products. They show us how they do it. So as much information as they can share, so you can trust them, is the key. I mean, the relationship to build a trust is the key, and it will be good for me and for the factory if we can have this trust and transparency.
Fair enough. Ismail, I know you work with a lot of multinational brands who have operations across the world, be it Heinz and Kraft or so on and so forth. But how important, again, is it when you go out to source there that, it's not just the label, but the ingredients mentioned on the label are fairly present in the product?
Yeah, everything actually starts from the source. I'll give an example. When Kellogg's, they start actually bringing cereal and under organic label. So what is important is not the label. What is important is the source. So they were actually they sign a contract with a farm in Austria, where it's their product is certified organic and accredited, and they get the certification. So they move the organic product. They take the organic raw material or the ingredients, organic ingredients, direct from the farm to the factory, and then they process it and they produce it there as an organic. And again, when they produce it in different packaging than the other commercial product. So it's the organic. It starts from the source. So the source should be the farm or the farmer or whatever is the product. It should be certified organic. Then from there, the factory also will be again certified, meeting the standard again. And it also the factory actually not only organic, because in the end of the day, that you don't need only organic. You need to be organic and raw material. And also you need to reduce the carbon footprint in your production lines. And you need to also reduce your packaging material and plastic use in your production. So if you go to market now, you see organic product, but they use plastic. They use something that still not as actually biodegradable. So then they sell it under organic. So organic is something, I believe, if you need to do something organic, it should be from 1 to Z. It should be from the ingredients to the factory, to the packaging, and then to the way, even the transportation. It's not only that I have organic product and just I use the label in order just to put a premium price on it. So the organic should be organic, eco-friendly, reducing the carbon footprint, reducing the plastics use, and also the transportation should be actually kind of sustainable and eco-friendly. In the market now, you see a lot of products, they claim organic, and they have organic, and they put organic ingredients. But if you see the packaging, if you see the plastic use in this packaging, it doesn't make any sense. So you know that their main reason is not really to have something healthy and organic and sustainable. The main reason is a profit. Main reason is the profit. So this is actually what is differentiate between one brand to another. And as Ellie mentioned, that she helped the moms. So when you help the moms, you're helping the community. You're helping the SMEs. So everybody part of the growth, everybody part of the healthy community. But other companies, sometimes the multinational company, their main focus is the profit.
Yep.
So they want to produce it just to step in the trend and just to put their price premium and charge the end consumer a premium price and to make more profit. But when it comes to the, let's say, SMEs and somebody like Ellie, who's actually helping the moms and helping the community, so everybody is part of the profit. So I believe the organic is not only an ingredient that can be put together and sell in a plastic jar. The organic should be partner and should be hand in hand with sustainable production, from the production to the finished goods. This is what I believe.
Well,
100%. I agree 100% with whatever you said. But it's also difficult to show this to the end consumers, the whole journey, because it's a trust you need to build also with your end consumer. For us, I think we have been around for 5 years now, and now our customers know we are very transparent with what we do, and we try to be very active on social media, and we do a lot of events where we educate the moms and work with local partners. But it's not easy to really, if you buy organic tomatoes in the grocery shop, you actually don't know from the farm to the grocery shop in Dubai, how was the transportation done? Was that ground where the tomato was actually, was it actually organic? It's difficult. So I think it's important for brands like us that we are really transparent.
Exactly.
Fair enough. Ismail, I would like to come to a point that you mentioned, and that is very, very important. It's about packaging, especially with the recent, plastic ban in the UAE
True.
of single-use plastic bans. How important is it for producers to come up with not just packaging that's attractive for the product, but is also eco-friendly and sustainable? How important is that?
Let me tell you, we are reaching with this new law in the UAE now to cut down the single plastic use bags. Eventually, we are reaching to a place where they're gonna measure the number of plastic on your packaging, how much you're using. So I believe moving forward, many people, they might reduce the plastic that they're using. You might use the same container, but you don't need to use the same amount of plastic. You can reduce the plastic, and you can use biodegradable plastic. You don't need to maybe pack your product with again, when the product is already packed in the plastic, then you have a shrink wrap plastic, then you have a carton box from outside. It doesn't make any sense. That means there is a lot of ways that the manufacturing, they can reduce the plastic use. So this is actually one of the things that I believe moving forward, you're gonna see more into paper use and more carton use rather than plastic. Beside of that, if you take an example, Carrefour, I'm mentioning the name Carrefour. Recently, there's a company they call, I believe you know about it. It's Midway Middle East. They launched a detergent, organic detergent. So you can buy the empty bottle, and you can go to Carrefour. You can just fill your detergent, and then you can bring back your bottle, and you can refill. They started this actually in 2000. I was still working with the distributor at that time, as Hassani Trading, and it was in 2018 or 19 they started with this, beginning of 2019. So they started this 3 years back. So I believe moving forward that the single-use plastic will be reduced, the amount of plastic will be reduced, not only in a retail, in the restaurant as well, in the manufacturing as well. So maybe instead of having even the case configuration might change moving forward for the big manufacturing. So the case configuration might be changed in order to reduce the plastic use. Yeah.
Fair enough. Moving on, I'm going to touch upon sustainability now, which is very close to packaging and all of that, and it's increasingly on the top of on getting on top of business priorities today. Companies are very, very seriously looking at sustainability. I'd like to ask Ellie as to how important is sustainability for you as not just as a business, because I'm pretty sure a lot of mothers out there would like to have sustainable products, and like as you mentioned, would definitely like to know the roadmap of a product right from its origin. How important is sustainability for you as a business, and how can suppliers help you achieve your sustainability goals?
I mean, I have talked about it before, that it is one of our core values, and that's something we will always work towards, and it will always be important for us, because we want to be the sustainable platform for baby products. And I mean, we are always working harder and harder to do that. And I mean, also UAE is in the right track, especially now when they remove the single-use plastic. And I think they are doing a lot of things for being more sustainable in the country. So I think that will also put pressure on the brands while they're producing their products to make sure that they're using less plastic, as Mr. Ismail said. maybe use, packaging or toys that are biodegradable. We see a lot of increase in that. So for us, we don't have any plastic toys in the junior shop. So if a supplier would reach out to me and it's plastic, I wouldn't take it. Or even if the product is good, but the packaging is not sustainable, that also makes an impact in my purchasing decision. So for us, we check the whole spectrum, from that the product has good quality and has some kind of sustainable impact. But also we check at the packaging. The packaging also needs to be good. And what we do also, for example, when we produce our own products, we try to do it in a way where the packaging can also be used again, some kind of storage, as you know, toy storage, and we put it in a nice fabric bag. So that fabric bag can be used as a beach bag, or they can use it for storing toys. We try to purchase products that can also be used in several ways. For example, our towels that we buy and produce are bigger size than a normal baby hooded towel. There is no one else that have that size that we have, because we don't want the parents to need to buy a new towel every year. The quality is so good, so even if they wash it 100 times, the quality won't. So they pay a little bit more for the premium, of course, because it's 100% organic cotton, but that product can be used for years and also be handed over for the sibling. So we try to do these kind of things that make it more reasonable for parents to pay a little bit extra, but they can use the product longer. Especially with the wooden toys we have, they can use it for generations. You use it for your 2-3 children, and then it's so good and it's so, high quality, so you can use it for your grandchildren, and then they can use it for generations. So this is something we are working on all the time, spread the awareness around our products. Why are they paying a little bit extra? It's not just a label that's organic. It's actually organic from start to the end, from A to Z, as you said.
Wonderful. Ismail, do you have anything to add to that?
Well, I'm just what Ellie was saying, and what I mentioned before, that organic should be from A to Z. You can be only an organic label while your outer packaging or plastic use is very high. This is why some people now, when they think about the product itself and it's organic, also now they start thinking about the packaging as well. And moving forward with the new law in the UAE about reducing the single-use plastic bag, many big manufacturing, they're gonna follow the same by reducing all this packaging material and they shrink it to reduce the waste. So I believe also the many factory in the UAE moving forward. By the way, there is something very important here. One of our meeting with the trade minister of the UAE, he mentioned that in the UAE, they're coming to a stage where if your factory in the UAE and you are actually, your factory is sustainable and reducing the carbon footprint, because you know that we are coming to the corporation tax next year, by end of this year. So you're gonna get a discount or some fees gonna be waived if you are meeting the standard. So also here, the UAE government, they're actually encouraging the manufacturing to reduce the carbon footprint and be sustainable. So you can get the benefit of waiving some fees and discount on the corporation tax, which is actually gave you the indicator that very soon, that a lot of the factories in the UAE, they're gonna switch to sustainable production and eco-friendly, which is actually would be very good for the environment, for the end consumer as well, and for everybody.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that, Ismail. Moving on to the last question, and this is about the future demand for for organic mom and baby products. What lies ahead, Ismail? What trends are you predicting? What sort of what are you forecasting in the next 2 to 3 years? Do you think there's sustainable demand and growth for organic mom and baby products?
Well, for the organic products, if you see now, the demand is more into food for the moms. So when they go to the market, they order foods, and they start ordering. They start ordering now the baby care product, organic.
Yep. Yep.
What is something new, as Ellie mentioned, that the toys, because now still many parents, they still bringing plastic toys to their kids. I believe that zero-use plastic toys and it's gonna be also in a high demand in the UAE. This is what happened actually. It's they started with the baby care, then followed by the baby food organic, and I believe now it's gonna be followed by cloth and toys organic. So we're talking about organic cloth. We're talking about zero-use plastic toys. This is gonna follow. This is what happened. It started with the diapers, baby care, food. So there's something to be followed, which what is the clothes and the toys as well.
Right. Wonderful. Thank you. Ellie, anything to add to that?
I mean, no, we have discussed most of it, but I mean, for us, I go back to that. We try to source locally to, to help the homegrowns and to have less impact on the carbon footprint. And I feel like UAE is doing a great job. There is a lot of things happening to support the businesses to help them focus on this. So I think we're going on the right direction for sure. But also something that we are trying to do is also to educate the children, because the parents are educated. So we're trying to, you can stay tuned. We will release a book, coloring book, that will be free to download, and we will send it out with our deliveries as well. I know we will print and we are using paper, but we try to do it as much as organic as possible. That educates the children about organic and save the planet and less usage of plastic. And it's the world is in a bad place right now, so we need to also educate the children. So we're trying to do that as well.
I agree with you, Ellie. Actually, it starts with the school. It starts with the school. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. 100%. And because also when the children are demanding it from the parents, it's both ways. Some parents are educated and they are aware and they want to help the future and they want a better future for their children. But also when the children learn from school, they also demand it from the parents that I don't want to have plastic cars, because they know what plastic is doing to the world.
Exactly.
Fair enough. Good points there. Thank you so much, Ismail and Ellie, for sharing your valuable insight. I think that brings us to the end of this particular session. Once again, thank you so much for being a part of this particular webinar. I think, we are just about in time. I'm sure your words have not just had an impact on the organic and natural community in the Middle East, but across the world. And I'd also like to thank our attendees for tuning in today to be a part of the discussion on mom and child baby products. I hope there's a thing or two that you've taken back from this. We have our next webinar scheduled to take place on the 28th of July, which is on clean beauty, which is on cruelty-free and vegan cosmetics. And it's scheduled to take place at the same time, at the same place. And I look forward to seeing you all there once again. And until then, take care. Thank you. Thank you once again for tuning in, and have a great day. Panelists, once again, thank you so much for taking your time off. I know it's Eid and it's also summer break. Ismail is also out of the country, but thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for sharing your insights. I'm sure a lot of us have a lot to learn from today's session. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks for
Thank
having
you so
us.
much.
Thanks.
Thank you for having us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ismail.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.